back for Weaver again, but no. End up grabbing the Grimstroke.
Very
double
annoying.
Rupture. Yeah, double Rupture, double Shadow Strike. Usually caught and difficult to get away from the Queen of Pain when she throws out her ultimate. Even easier to line up that double Sonic Wave.
You also just have like Inkswell for the Bloodseeker. The Phantom's Embrace, incredibly annoying for Storm Spirit to deal with as well, right? Like it's a lot of utility out of the Grimstroke in this draft.
Yeah. But could just go all in on like silence in order to deal with these heroes. Night Stalker wouldn't be terrible to grab here for Infamous.
I think they want to have the last pick for their safe lane. Or I'm sorry, for their yeah, they're looking for their safe lane. They actually grabbed Tiny here. So
it's probably going to be position 4 Tiny, right?
That's the thing. You could flex it technically, but I think with Queen of Pain in the mid lane, there's no reason to pick the Tiny, or to put the Tiny mid lane over this.
It could even be pause 1 Tiny.
That's true. They have done that.
There's a bunch of different ways to run this. It's almost certainly going to be pause 2 Queen of Pain up against the Storm, but very unlikely we could see something else and then just completely blow us away on Infamous. They have to be careful with their next pick here, the next 2 bans. I thought they'd have to reveal a lot with what they want to do on Infamous. It'd be pretty easy to counter them on Hustlers, but it doesn't feel that easy anymore. They grab Venno, which Queen of Pain is usually not tanky enough to deal with the amount of damage coming out from Venno. Even if you manage to blink away from the team fight, you're forced to TP back home. You can't enter and exit like you normally be able to. And it's solid against both Bloodseeker and the Tiny as well, blowing them up by, especially the Tiny, being able to drop Plague Wards on top of them, slow them by, once you get the 15 talent, by like 20, 22%, 23%? 22, I think it is right now.
They get rid of the Spectre here. Honestly, I think with D2 Hustlers, there's going to be Monster on the Venomancer, and so they just need to ban out some of the heroes that are decent enough against him. The Terrorblade ban there. A little bit surprising, honestly, but maybe they just don't want to have to deal with it.
It could be they plan on taking Luna on D2 Hustlers.
5 seconds remain.
Well, PL would be one of the... would be one of the better heroes, Terrorblade against the Luna. That's what they wanted to go. It's also very good against the Venomancer in the offlane. You have to keep in mind, Poison Sting is countered out by Reflection.
Yeah, it's really annoying, actually. That's why you just go with the Gale build. Just go with the Gale.
Yeah, but do you really want to change your build, or do you just ban out the hero and not deal with it?
Whoa, they actually ban out the Lifestealer, and then there goes the Juggernaut. Okay, the Lifestealer is a little bit interesting.
That implies a strength melee hero in the safe lane, or potentially a Mars here, and it being position 1 Bloodseeker. I wouldn't mind to see a Mars, but you just counterpick the Mars. I think they're assuming that they're going to grab maybe a Medusa here on D2 Hustlers. I don't know. I think Mars is in the cards, though. They grabbed the Phantom Lancer.
Way too good of a PL game not to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's your counter to the Venomous Gale and the Poison Sting. You have a Dispel now.
Faceless Void's already banned, too.
PL is, in fact, a lot better than Slark in the lane, even though Slark's got a Dispel as well. PL just feels a lot better. He gets on top of the Venomancer pretty easily with the Phantom Rush. You can get out afterwards with the Doppelganger.
I think this is a little bit of a deny pick. I think they were thinking of going the Phantom Lancer themselves. Like, there's not many heroes left in the pool that are good against him. Like, the Spectre and Gyro, Faceless Void, like, all removed. It's a little bit rough. Gosh, yeah, I don't know. This is like such a good Phantom Lancer pick, and I don't know what you can pick here for the side of D2 Hustlers from the carry role that's going to help you.
Troll Warlord?
Hero feels so bad. Oh, this is a Yuma classic, the Magnus. Okay. He played this a lot during the qualifiers. Or, I think he was standing in for another team at one point. And played a lot of Magnus safe lane.
We'll see how he does. Divine Llama is still my favorite Magnus player.
Because he clipped people a ton during DPC, is that why?
Yep. He gets style points for that one.
It was pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, some of the most entertaining DBC games were the ones with Devi Lama. I gotta say, lower division games were a lot of fun. Upper division games, a lot of them ended up being kind of a stomp. But we did see some exciting matchups between like Quincy Crew and Evil Geniuses and Undying. Those ended up being pretty good rivalries. Sad Boy was a little bit disappointing and underwhelming to a lot of people, but D2 Hustlers pleasantly surprised me during the season.
Yeah. What's not surprising is the picks here for Infamous, right? Like everything pretty much what we expected. Sacred Bloodseeker alone on his Queen of Pain. The one thing you have to be careful of in this off lane on this Bloodseeker is the fact that you do have Bane for the Nightmare setup into a Skewer under tower. They ran this previously with, was it Ogre Magnus, I think, quite a bit in the last time I saw him, and they would just like ignite you and he'd just go for a shockwave into Skewer and pull you right under tower. And it was quite annoying.
That's what it was. We'll see if we can get away with that this game. I don't know. He is up against melee heroes, so it makes it pretty easy for him. I think a lot of this game is going to be coming out of the mid matchup, though. And like I said, Denim is strong. Mr. Jeans, he's the cowboy kid.
I mean, he's a great mid laner. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but we saw Alone on this exact matchup yesterday.
Listen, let me stop. You couldn't take anything away from Mr. Jeans if you tried. He'd take all the money in your bank account, your life, if not for the laws of this land.
So we've got. I will say one thing though.
I'm gonna ignore that one.
I'm gonna ignore it. Yeah. Yesterday when we did see Alone on this Queen of Pain, he was being kind of like further amplified by the fact that he had a Keeper of the Light, and they just were able to constantly harass the Storm Spirit. This game you don't really have the Coddle, but you do have this Tiny, and if Michael makes like any solid rotations in the mid lane, this Storm's game is going to be a disaster.
Yeah. It is true. Are
you ready to rumble?
All right, you got to shut down Michael. Can't let him get a blank take. Can't let him blow up Storm. Protect Mr. Jeans at all costs. This is confidence right here. Look at him, man. He's starting with 4 tangos. Oh, sorry, 4 iron branches in inventory, a set of tangos, and fairy fire. He's just going for extra damage. He's one of all stats in the Queen of Pain as well, but I guess you figure she's gonna get more of this first creep wave. If you end up getting out CS by the Storm Spirit and spend more of your starting gold here, you could just not get the bottle by 2 minutes on Alone. I feel like it's easier for the Queen of Pain to mess this one up. That one's looking good for him. I'm gonna smoke up though. It could mess up the start of Devi Lama's game if you end up running into him.
Nah, they see every single one of them with that high ground ward that was just placed. So there is no way they're gonna fall for it. And they immediately start beelining to the other side of the map on Yadomi here. So they're paying, like, they gotta have a ward around here somewhere, right?
30 seconds.
They might go ahead and block the easy camp here, which I think would be smart. Yep, and they do exactly that. When you're against the Storm Spirit here as the Queen of Pain, he can't really contest the lane at all, and he's gonna be forced to try and jungle as much as he can, but now he can't.
We'll see if they can predict that one, and he ends up getting the D ward off. At the moment, nobody's passed him a sentry. They'll probably spot it out pretty quickly. Let's be real. Might take him a couple minutes to get the sentry over to himself and get the D ward off, though. I feel like this isn't an uncommon ward right now. This is pretty normally done. So
if it blocks the camp from spawning and the second time, it's already paid for itself, right? All right. Yuma on the Magnus. We're going to see Alone versus Mr. Jeans in the mid lane. Probably just going to go with the dagger level 1. He's actually holding his point for the moment. It might just go Scream of Pain. Yeah, he is. Okay.
Yeah, people normally go Scream and Pain at 1 in order to secure the range creep.
Ooh, we got
nice.
the range deny.
Yeah, Mr. Jeans is just built different. He got that denied too. Oh my god, he's so good at video games.
Bottom lane, Lumiere actually denies Michael 3 heroes here. I mean, 6 heroes here, technically. Everyone was down here in this lane, but ends up surviving for the moment. That's huge.
What did I say? Killed Michael, stop him getting a blink dagger. They're listening to my instructions here. I'm actually the D2 Hustlers coach now.
He's walking top instead of TPing at the moment.
Yeah.
And they lose Excel's courier. Okay. That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, Tiny's going to want to be able to turn on to people and, TP under the tower, trying to fight around if anybody goes for a dive. So if he's got boots as his first item, it makes more sense for him to walk up to the top lane. Mr. Jeans has actually gone through all of his mana, but again, he got that quick courier, and Yuma, like I said, not going to have it at the 2-minute mark. Just gets the gold for his bottle now.
Phantom Lancer getting absolutely beat down bottom lane. He's not quite level 2, and there's going to be the first blood going the way of Monster instead.
We're forced to get back now. I imagine Yodomi's probably going to want to move back up to the top lane, but Yuma is, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. They've got Bane up here now. So even easier to skewer people onto the tower if you just drop a quick Nightmare onto them if they get anywhere close to it. But he's going to have to focus on pulling in this lane, I feel, to allow the Magnus to get that off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Queen alone did end up getting the bottle over the mid lane and bottling up the water after healing up to full. So Mr. Jeans, not the victory he wanted, unfortunately, but it doesn't look like he plans on
He's yet to find out about his easy camp.
He found out. He saw it just at the 1-minute mark. So I think he's got a sentry. Yeah, he's got a sentry on the courier right now. He wants to be able to clear this out before it hits the 3-minute mark, though. He's just barely going to be able to do it. Yep.
There you go.
Very nice. Let's go, Jeans. But we can look top lane. We haven't had a chance to touch on this one because it's very boring compared to the other lanes.
Just farming. Yuma and Bloodseeker just going head to head here, and nothing you can really do. Nice Nightmare into the pole, and this is going to get the whole wave, actually.
Yeah, bottom lane. Looks like Excel might just go down.
Yeah, he will indeed. A lot of damage coming in from the Venomancer. Monster can't even be bothered to look at him, and he's going to have to level Doppelganger right away in order to get rid of that urn.
Yep. Yeah,
Next Gale that comes through, though, Lumiere might just die. He does have to back off.
Yep. Mr. Jean sitting pretty low in the mid lane as well. Unfortunately, no point into the blink on the Queen of Pain in order to dive that. He forwarded up on alone to keep the creep wave under the tower. I think he was hoping to get his level 5.
1 second. Gets the Doppelganger off, and now Monster, the one that might be in trouble. Chased down here by Excel, and they get him with the Lance.
Right.
Vailama needs to hit the Impale. He does, and he does trade. Mid lane alone does find the kill onto Mr. Jeans. Maybe a little bit of help there from Michael.
He ended up wrapping onto him behind the tower. He's already sitting pretty low in the Storm Spirit, and it saved alone from having to go a point into the blink. So usually at level 4 on Storm Spirit, you want to move into the jungle. But he was feeling confident enough to survive under the tower, just given the position of the creep wave. But again, punished by the fortification. Is a smart play there by Infamous, but it takes 2 to kill Mr. Jeans. You can't just win a 1v1 matchup against this guy. He's too good.
Sacred killed Yodomi? Oh, a little bit of help from Michael once again. And this is the Tiny Man, just making these rotations from lane to lane, all set up by the fact that Sacred can just solo top here against the Magnus.
Yep. He's got hit with a quick toss avalanche, a couple right clicks onto Blood Right, and he ends up going down. Sacred, he's feeling very powerful right now. He's got phase boots. People are not sitting too low at the moment, so he doesn't have tons of movement speed to work with, but feels like he can outclick Yuma at this point. None of the harass Yuma is doing is actually sticking his Bloodseeker because of the Bloodbath, which is one of the things that Magnus is very good with inside the laning phase.
Bloodbath?
Oh, sorry.
What? Neph, is there something we need to talk about?
Thirst. The sub-ability used to be called Bloodbath. It's what it was called, I swear.
Sure, that's fine, dude. Don't worry about it. Bottom lane, gonna dive here onto Excel, but Monster, a lot of damage from the creep wave. There's going to be that Inkswell does manage to stun him up. Gale off the mark, though, as rotation from Alone is gonna help pick up 1. Question is, can they find the kill onto the Nyx Assassin? And Sacred kills Yuma top. Is that just Rupture? It is.
It's it ruptured him, I think, while he was skewering.
Tower is under attack.
And he just ended up going down. Not much he could do.
Well, this tri-lane bottom is not really working out for the side of D2 Hustlers all that well. Or at least the start of this tri-lane bottom is now Lumiere is level 5 on the PL. He is pretty much out farming your offlane Venomancer, and Sacred is just super happy with the state of his game. He is basically free farm top 40 last hits, managing to find 2 kills so far this game.
On top of the last chart is still Mr. Jeans, but a lot of these are neutral creeps. So Queen of Pain actually has got a little bit more net worth than that, and the fact that ended up getting the assist with the kill earlier. You're gonna stack this up. Hopefully, find a strong neutral item at 7 minutes in. He clears out the hard camp. So he's just gonna go right back to the middle, clear out the hard camp afterwards. Man's being as efficient as possible. He wants to get this Orchid done.
Actually commit the RP in the jungle here on Yuma to find the kill onto Michael. I guess he's not really planning on using it anytime soon, so he'll take it for sure, but
Dire should look to their top tower.
Mr. Jeans level 7 now on the Storm Spirit. You know, he's somewhat coming back into this game. Definitely off to a little bit of a slow start. Not the absolute dominant performance we saw from Alone in the previous series. Again, I think some of that came down to the Keeper of the Light, but
he hesitated there to, well, I think he wanted to fog this so he couldn't get the Shadow Strike off. But again, he is playing into a counter. The fact that Michael ended up coming in mid, taking him down, slowed down Mr. Jeans' game a little bit, but that'll speed your game right back up. Get yourself an Arcane Ring. Very nice.
yeah, one of the best Storm Spirit items you can get. I think right now is the best Storm Spirit item.
Yep. And he gets himself a haste as well. Very cool. He's going to be able to run people down now. Let's go, Jeans. Now, when you're good, you end up grabbing good runes.
Fair enough. Yuma just farming up here on the Magnus.
And Yodomi taking a small opportunity to get his level 6. He's only sitting at level 4 right now. Fiend's Grip is going to be pretty important to finding kills this game, though. On the Phantom Lancer, especially. And you've got the list of neutral items here. Is he gonna? There's no way he can clear the Saints in stack. It's way too early to be able to do that. So he's just gonna have to let this one go.
Yeah, not yet. Definitely not yet.
Yeah.
Needs the Echo Saber before he does it usually.
Unfortunately, the Magnus cleared up the stack that Mr. Jeans made.
Fiddling. Ooh, nope, nothing gonna happen there.
Yeah, he zips on him, blinks out immediately on the Queen of Pain, doesn't want to follow up. He'd waste too much mana for that, and then he'd fall behind in farming. He's keeping up with the co-op right now, and he will end up pulling ahead as long as he keeps up the rate he's going at.
They smoke up on Divine Llama and Yodomi. It just gets popped by Lumiere on the high ground, so a really unfortunate smoke attempt there. As it's not going to end up finding anything, and Michael just dewarding the enemy jungle. Taking more and more of the map away here from the side of D2 Hustlers as top lane against Sacred, completely uncontested.
Excel gets gone on by the Venomancer here in the bottom lane, but he's just going to TP out immediately. No
Level
catch
1
for him.
Gale, it seems. So he's actually gone back for the 4 points in the Poison Sting and the Plague Ward, which makes sense. If you're laning against that Phantom Lancer, the Gale doesn't really do you a whole lot of good.
I like the build. Jeans pops the haste. He's slowed up a little bit. He's the Shadow Strike right now. He's not going to be able to find anything off of this. He needs to finish up this Orchid before he can go for kills with the Quap. He's working the Orchid herself.
Toss back to Llama. At least gets the mana burn off, but doesn't have it for that Sonic Wave quite yet. With the help of Lumiere, they will be able to find that kill, though. So a 1-for-1 trade. Magnus. Oh, he's just jungling low. Okay. I was like, where is this guy?
Yeah. I haven't seen him much lately. Nice kill there on Storm Spirit, though. It'll speed up that Orchid. The fact they didn't end up going Power Treads and Storm Spirit will also get it 4 quicker than the Queen of Pain, who needs to complete the recipe to another one of the Oblivion Staffs. And just like a quarter staff, quarter staff left for Storm Spirit. He's already got the money for the Orchid recipe.
Yodomi's about to get level 6 top. He like really wants to be able to go for a Fiend's Grip play here onto Sacred, but he's not getting it. Mr. Jeans is just dead, I think. Yeah. It looks like he's just gonna die. I don't know if he can get out of this. He definitely cannot. On the backside of the fight, they do get the Grim Stroke. Yodomi now getting level 6 off of that, and Divine Llama Unable to connect. Oh, they're just tossing in a lot. Okay. Not ideal.
Look at that. You know,
Not
he says, thank
ideal.
you very much. Don't mind if I Scooby-Dooby-Doo. I'll take that quap killing spree. Investigate.
Oh my god, Divine Llama.
We love you, Divine Llama. And know all.
Maybe they just didn't see Bane. Maybe they just didn't see Bane getting level 6 in that engagement. I don't know.
I mean, they definitely did. Let's go. Oh, this is real Dota. They can slow down for a moment here, though. He ended up completing the second Oblivion Staff on the Storm Spirit, and now working on the Orchid. You're a little bit further behind on the Queen of Pain. The Storm Spirit is just about caught up to you. He's sitting like 300, 500 gold behind as he's doing the last couple of minutes, but once he's got this Orchid, I think he'll find a couple of kills. Do they go for Excel here?
Nah, they're just harassing him out. Well, Storm Spirit wants to, but that might be a little bit too much. He does not have a lot of mana, but able to finish off one kill by Llama. We'll be able to zone him out.
Yep. And Mr. Jeans, he was forced to commit a lot of mana for that one, and he got his Orchid money at the same time, so he buys himself a Clarity as well. He's looking to use this immediately, but needs a full mana pool to be able to take full advantage of this Orchid. He would find a jump on the Queen of Pain in this one. That is ideal. He will be able to find so much money from it. And Queen of Pain about to show in the mid lane. This is your time on Storm Spirit. I gotta know where this swap is. Come on, don't
Just gonna jump
Tiny.
Michael. Yeah. That'll be a kill going the way of the Storm Spirit, and definitely helpful. Mr. Jeans grabbing that one.
You blew it.
All right, now he's doing a little bit better. 3 and 2, and he has just about caught up to the Queen of Pain, who is about to finish up this.
Blink Skewer into the RP. The rest of the team with a wraparound. Divine Llama helps pick him off. You know, didn't really expect that one. Sacred behind the tower. They don't actually see him quite yet. They will now. Yadomi wondering if he can go for a play here. Gets one. Michael with the toss back. He's still got the Fiend's Grip. Gonna commit it onto the Tiny, and they can't cancel it. They don't see it. Bloodright comes out a little bit late, but Monster, he's already come in. He's done the damage. Drops the Poison Nova and the Gale. Michael just gonna tick on out. Monster standing his standing the front line here. He's got Spirit Vessel completed, and the Rupture into the Bloodright will do a lot of damage. He ends up reflecting it and still gets the kill. Oh no. Big rotation in from alone though. Able to take down one. Yadomi just TP's out in the Orchid from Mr. Jeans. He finds the Queen of Pain, but might pay for this one with his life is Lumiere.
He's got a
haste. He's got a haste.
He's not gonna die.
No.
He's out of it. Let's go, Jeans. Makes the play happen. That was such a sick reflect there by the Nyx Assassin. I don't think you end up going down on the Bloodseeker without that one, but they got a little bit too greedy trying to finish off that Venno. Ended up getting punished pretty heavily, and now things turn around. 3K net worth advantage for the D2 Hustlers here. I tried to tell you, man. Should tell you about Gene Storm Spirit.
I mean, I know Gene Storm Spirit is good, right? I'm aware.
I'm talking to chat right now. I tried to tell you, chat.
He still has to get a lot of items to not be in danger this game, because as soon as Queen of Pain finishes up her Orchid, you've got Atos, you got Bloodright, you're gonna have an Orchid. Tiny gets a Blink Dagger. I mean, they still have a lot of answers for this Storm Spirit. It's not easy.
Not easy.
Yuma on the Magnus, top net worth though, as expected. He's got the Blink, he's got that Echo Saber on his way to a BKB. They have really slowed down Alone's game here on this Queen of Pain.
Yeah. And yeah, this Orchid coming out so much slower than the Storm Spirits. Ended up dying a couple of times. I think the big thing, kind of like an echo effect of that, or butterfly effect of that play that happened on the top line, getting tossed in and then killed by the Bane. Otherwise, you would have had that Orchid in that play that happened over here. Well, I guess you can't see it over here on the map. You can see that one. Yeah. I didn't know that other spectators can't see pings. I hope that one gets fixed as well.
Yep. Another kill in the mid lane. Mr. Jeans helps find that one with Monster and bottles up a DD rune in the process.
Yep. Move to mid lane. Find this mid tier 1 tower. Finally regain a little bit more map control. No longer have that mid tower advantage. And probably try to look for a kill here with a double damage rune. There's the Orchid for the co-op. Well, that one is big. And I'm surprised that Mr. Jeans isn't going for a BKB or Yule Scepter immediately after, because you can see the Queen of Pain building up for the Orchid. He just feels confident enough that he's always going to be able to get a jump on her. Is that
well, they are baiting him bottom really hard. Michael showing for the moment they want to get him with the Orchid, and it's exactly what they're going to do. The rotation in. There's the Sonic Wave just taking so much damage here into the Blood Right. And that's the bait that we were talking about. Sacred now looking for Divine Llama. Queen of Pain definitely going to go down here to Monster, but almost returns the favor. That Spirit Vessel still taking him down. The King's Grip on the backside. We'll be able to find that Bloodseeker, and Yuma ruptured up. Gotta be careful. Can't take too much damage here.
He didn't really seem to care too much. He's just blocking the entire duration of it. Ooh. Sees Excel. He can't get his hands on him, though. As soon as that Link Swell came off, decided to get back. I mean, that makes sense. He had the Echo Saber, so he would have been able to get the slow off onto him if he hit him with an auto attack, but a bit dangerous going on to him there, especially between the tier 3 and tier 2 towers.
So Lumiere's about to have his defusal. He actually went Manta first, by the way, so he's going to be super strong.
BKB now completed on Magnus. That one's a pretty important pickup.
Absolutely.
Well, Atos's Blood Right's not going to be as much of an issue anymore. Phantom Lancer, you have to be a little bit worried about as well. He's almost got his well, he's got his Diffusal Blade flying out right now. You don't want to run out of mana on the Magnus of this Phantom Lancer get on top of you and bring you 100 to 0. You could be prevent all of those things. Looking to set up on something here on Mr. Jeans. The thing about Monster is he's providing a lot of information and dropping these Plague Wards everywhere. It's limiting where Infamous heroes are able to move on the map. And the moment you catch like most of the heroes in one location and then somebody slowed up and caught out by themselves with a Plague Ward somewhere else, Mr. Jean's going to make that zip.
Actually looking bottom here behind Yuma. They want to try and pressure this tier 2 tower, but it is not an easy one. They do have good vision set up, though, behind the tier 1. They actually know that this ward is here. They pinged it out earlier. So they might go back and get that D ward. Divine Llama pops that Vendetta. He is going to start hunting.
Top tower is under attack.
I mean, they know he's here.
Yep, they're going to try. They find him. Sacred just getting bursted. It's going to go the way of Mr. Jeans. The soul burn enough to finish him off. And
Top lane.
I'm really surprised about this.
Top lane. Ooh.
That is a Fiend's
Ended up
Grip.
catching him. Yep.
Yeah, not much you can do. That's just, you got to be careful on this Queen of Pain. You can't be solo pushing unless you see the Bane.
Yep. Hit him with that Nightmare. Unfortunately, from the trees as well. Pop's going to realize that she cannot do that. She might, in fact, just queue up a Liquid Sphere. But I think she's partway with BKB already. Yeah, she is. She has that queued up.
One of these days, I'll be able to see the death. Oh my god, dude. These death summaries are awful. They need to fix this, dude. Fix the fight recaps, please. And also let us look at death summaries. Any of the above would be fantastic.
I like that they recentered Roshan timer in like the Roshan thing, but they didn't end up fixing like the massive spectator bug.
Yeah.
Maybe it's harder to fix.
I mean, fight recaps are basically broken because they last like 2 minutes and they just don't.
I don't mind that.
I mean, usually, like, the thing is, like, I have to wait a minute and a half, like a full minute before, like, it disappears to be able to see the fight that, like, just happened.
But
because it doesn't override it. And then
yeah.
There's also the fact that you can't click heroes.
Yeah, that's the part that bugs me the most.
Sacred bottom lane. He's going to get ruptured up here on Yuma, but doesn't really seem to care once again as he finds the kill. The Yuma Magnus, man. This guy is very good at it.
Well, needs the Blink Dagger BKB. No need to use the BKB yet, in fact. And they're going to push down this tower here. They got Catapult, they got Monster here with 4 points. Venom Wards. Easy peasy. Else we're on the map.
Michael. He's actually going to see Divine Llama. The Avalanche toss comes out in the Orchid. Nice bait by him, playing it cool. Yuma on the backside's looking for Excel, and Yodomi trying to close the gap. He does have the Fiend's Grip, but Mr. Jeans does not find anyone with that zip.
But again, they've reclaimed control of their jungle. They're maintaining this net worth advantage they have, and Queen of Pain, she's struggling to find anything. His Stone Spirit does farm faster. The Club managed to find a couple kills and is still neck and neck with farm with Mr. Jean, which is impressive in and of itself. Alone is good, don't get me wrong. But if not for like the hubris of Mr. Jeans in the bottom lane, then I think Mr. Jeans.
Yodomi's done it again. Fiend's Grip comes out. Avalanche though to interrupt it doesn't matter. The kill is there. And they get 2 as a result. Yodomi on this Bane is absolutely crushing Infamous.
Yeah. He's finds onto the Quap so quick with these nightmares. He's recognized when the enemy's out of position. And,
dude,
yeah,
this whole game actually starts, like, no cap, with that toss griefing Queen of Bane. Like, this whole game falls apart for Quap at that point.
You're not wrong. I mean that she wouldn't have died over here like we talked about if not for that. She would have had the Orchid a little bit earlier at that point.
They find Sacred bottom lane once again, opened up on by Yuma, and the Vendetta 30 HP gone to the mana burn.
Yep.
You getting stuttering in game at all?
A little bit.
Okay, making sure it's not just me. I feel like the server's having issues. It's not a frame rate issue. It just seems like we're getting stutters randomly.
I've got a frame rate issue. My frames are lower than normal.
I'm like 100 FPS.
I'm jumping between 85 and 110. 75 there, which is very low for my PC.
Yeah, it's just game's still in beta though, not entirely optimized yet.
We'll figure it out hopefully by TI time rolls around.
Nah.
I imagine that they're actually working overtime to put on a good show.
Nah.
TI is like the only advertising well, we got an anime. It's not true, but TI is the majority of the advertising they do. I have confidence that they want TI to look good. That's the I believe in Valve for that.
Bold assumption of you. Divine Llama has an Aghanim Scepter. Oh. Nice break on the smoke. Glimmer caped up here. He's gonna get the Soulbind onto 2. The double rupture and the A-toss. The damage isn't there. The avalanche toss from Michael. He gets him on the Fiend's Grip though, finding this Phantom Lancer into a huge RP. They finally take down Mr. Jeans. The Sonic Wave comes through. Lumire's got a bail though. He's got this Heart of Tarrasque, but it doesn't matter. He ends up falling in the end, and now Mr. Jeans respawns, ends up getting a triple kill on Monster, thanks to a huge Poison Nova, and now they find the Queen of Pain as well. 4 heroes die for the side of Infamous, despite what was a beautiful opener.
I mean, they get the Storm Spear, which is like your ideal target in these fights, but unfortunately, when he's got an Aegis, when you commit that much onto him, it ends up being a little bit of a waste. You need to somehow find the jump on him or dodge fights for the next couple of minutes, and they're just going to walk up high ground here. They do a Fortify, and respawn timers are pretty low, so I don't even think they'll get this tier 3 tower. Maybe they'll take it. I don't know. You need to pop Fort right now, though. You need to pop Fort right now, though. There we go. Ooh. Appears to keep the range creep alive. I like it. So, they do get the tier 3 tower. They're going to be forced to back off after this, but they feel confident enough to stay. Mr. Jean's hubris ended up costing him his life in the bottom lane at least once, but I guess they do get the range racks.
They back out completely.
All right. Ends up being the optimal play. Nobody ends up going down. And now, Aghanim Scepter almost completed now on Mr. Jeans. Needs another 550 gold.
Man,
Alone's
Lumiere
BKB is almost done though.
Yeah, that is true. I say Lumiere is so farmed on this Phantom Lancer, but last fight just got crushed by the Venomancer. Like all of those spells, connecting with the Gale, the Poison Nova, Spirit Vessel, like everything into the RP. He just couldn't do anything.
I mean, he's got a lot of HP on the Phantom Lancer, but I think he needs a little bit more damage and needs ways to stay on top of these heroes. He's got Aether Lens keyed up next, though. Even though he's got the heart, he's looking to kind of play around the team fight. He's going to go for the Octarine build, to spam out the Spirit Lance, whittle him down before heading in. Interesting choice. We're working on Satanic on Magnus, by the way. This is not an item I expect to come out. I would have expected to see Silver Edge first, but I guess the Dispel deal with the silence from the Bloodseeker is a pretty big deal, or the Orchid. The fact that Satanic gives you a basic Dispel now is so crazy.
I think it's much better than the stash resistance version of it. I hated that, man.
Yeah.
Just made it so like every carry late game just had to build a Satanic. There's just there's no alternative. It's like, oh, you want to be a viable carry? Build Satanic. You want to lose? Don't build Satanic. That was literally just the way it worked. Yuma happened to be charging through, gets the BKB, the RP out onto 2. And in comes the Ag Storm Spirit. Is he able to just hold down 3 heroes? The Soulbind not doing that much work, but Lumiere trying to stand his ground, but there's just too many heroes here. The Poison Nova connected anyway. And they just get 3 plus a buyback.
The Queen of Pain ended up going down so quickly. She popped the BKB after getting out of that out of the stun, but it didn't matter. Storm Spirit ended up finishing her off too quickly. Yuma ends up doing so much damage this game, and I can't think of a better counter pick to the Phantom Lancer. He's playing this so well. It's like you mentioned, this is a Yuma specialty, and I can see why here. Sacred gets gone on now as well.
He doesn't have blink, so... Oh. Can't go for the skewer, but in comes Yodomi as he puts him to sleep, and with the toss back and the rupture, Yuma takes a lot of damage, but not without taking down the Bloodseeker. Now Michael stuck outside the base, and what can you do? He popped that Satanic, gets tons of health back here on this Magnus. You lose 2 more, and D2 Hustlers looking to end this infamous win streak.
It's going to be close. I mean, yeah, it's going to be close to the end of this game, is what I mean to say. 18k now worth lead here at 28 minutes in. I'm not sure how they bounce back from this one. The co-op, she finished her BKB there as well, but again, it just came out a fraction of a second too late. I feel like if that the toss didn't happen, the tiny airlines, this game would have looked a little bit different. Queen of Pain, it's very important she gets that snowball effect off in the mid lane. And that limited her from doing it.
All right, 2 lanes of barracks. They will just back on out. Look, top lane, Lumiere here on this Phantom Lancer, but there's still a tier 1 tower, so you ain't backdooring this one.
Yeah. Time to retreat for everybody. At the very least,
Top tower has fallen.
grab that. Tier 1 tower, in fact, was just taken down by Yuma, so they'll have another fortification. I think they're going to go for a desperation smoke. I think this is going to go a lot similar to the ways that we saw some of these other go earlier today, where they die outside their base and then they just GG out. But
Yeah.
I feel like you can't wait for the D2 Hustlers to come to you. You're just going to lose that fight.
Lumiere did end up buying the shard for himself. Mid lane, Jeans, Avalanche tossed. He actually is in a decent amount of trouble here, but they don't want to overcommit. They don't see the rest of the team.
Looking for me? Zap.
They might have been able to go for that one if they had known where everyone else was, but they haven't had an opportunity to play any of these boards. D boards at this point in the game would be useless as they're just playing on your side of the map. You need defensive ones.
Yeah, coin.
That was just like a convenient find on the Storm Spirit 2. Michael is just clearing the mid lane with an Avalanche, and he's like, oh, hello, Storm Spirit.
It would be great if I could kill you, but I am terrified of your team. You can have Jeans is just going to TP down mid after refilling his mana.
Lumire's gonna get scouted top here by Yuma, and Divai Lam, ends up whiffing on the Impale, but there's gonna be the Yule setup. Yuma comes in, he's got the RP. Can they actually find the kill? The Poison Nova comes out, big Sonic Wave in from Alone. The Orchid a little bit too late, and now this Phantom Lancer, He's trying to regen as much as he can, but there's the Storm Spirit. He gets him with a 2-man vortex. Sacred comes in, Atos comes out. Lumiere still falling incredibly low, just outside deny range. They can't get him. He manages to survive. The Poison Nova has no fall damage, but Mr. Jeans, he's jumping for him, trying to get on top of him. He's got one doppelganger left, trying to bait out Mr. Jeans, but not this time. Atos, Mr. Jeans gonna pay for this one himself in the mid lane as he ends up giving that bounty on over to Phantom Lancer instead.
Not great. Tip comes out. Mr. Jeans goes, all right, fair enough. Lumiere, yeah, you got me, you got me. Baited him up for a pretty long time before they ended up losing him. That was the PL Illusions that ended up finishing him off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Monster's got this Ags level 3 Poison Nova. I mean, it's doing 4.5 of this PL's max HP per second. And this Heart is not going to be able to keep him alive through that.
No. I mean, at the very least, it's non-lethal damage, and that's why they couldn't stay on top of it or finish him off in the team fight, put Storm Spirit out of position, but it barely matters at this point. A couple more items that might help them, though, is, working on BK, or Aghanim Scepter right now on the Bloodseeker. Want to be able to double Rupture people. I mean, quad Rupture would be cool, but I don't think you want to reapply it on the people.
Nah, that'd be rough.
I take that one back.
Unless you went for like the 10% rupture damage, then maybe.
Yeah.
Just do a quick 20% max health damage nuke. Still probably not worth it, but
Still probably not worth it, no.
Just denies the regen. Nope. Alright, Lumiere now level 20 on this Phantom Lancer, going for the Phantom Rush range. Mid lane, a huge vortex. He connects onto 4. In comes Yuma with an RP. They take down 3, no problem at all. Fiend's Grip caps the Quap. And Yadomi, he's been targeting him all game, and the GG just comes out. It's going D2 Hustlers.
Yeah. Mr. Jean sees the opportunity there, and he goes for it. What a play he ended up making at the end. The tips coming out. Oh no, alone, just trying to be friendly, saying nice job there, Mr. Jeans, and everyone tipping alone. I mean, he did end up getting the solo kill off in the mid lane, but I feel like he didn't end up winning enough. That toss from Michael under the tier 2 tower where, yeah, just Fiend gripped up the Quap there. I think it ended up costing him this whole game. You're right.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you're just like, that's a big oopsie. But Michael, I mean, an uncharacteristic bad performance from him. He finishes the game with 0, 12, and 7 on a tiny. Just never really caught his stride. He had a couple decent rotations into the mid lane, helping find that Storm Spirit. But then after that, I mean, I don't really need to keep beating a dead horse. That toss for the Quap, oh my goodness, that was a rough one.
No, I mean, Michael, he's had an amazing tournament performance so far. I mean, yesterday especially, his performance in the Wind Ranger was absolutely insane. He did end up losing that game, but I don't know. I feel like things just didn't quite click today. 0 and 12 at the end on this tiny. He did end up setting up a kill on Mr. Jeans at the start, helping alone out, but after that, his team just ended up falling off, and they could not make enough space for Lumiere on this Phantom Lancer. As great of a pick as it was, I think May just ended up being a great counter pick, and he didn't get this to go late enough just due to Mr. Jeans' performance on the Storm Spirit.
The Veno was good too. I mean, this Ags Veno that came out late game, I mean, as long as he hit Phantom Lancer with this with the Poison Nova, there was no way he could play in these fights. Like, you typically rely on that Heart of Tarrasque regen, but the Heart ends up being kind of a double-edged sword. It just makes this Veno ult do way more damage, right? The more health you have, the more you're going to receive, and that Heart regen just doesn't even stand a chance. It's like 1.6 max HP per second is the regen on Heart of Tarrasque, but you're taking 4.5% max health as damage. Like, your Poison Nova just ends. It's just a huge counter. This was a really good pick.
4.5 plus 40.
Yeah.
There's anything more than that. Yeah. So sick picks there. The confidence to grab the Storm Spirit, regardless of the fact that they're playing into the Queen of Pain, I liked as well. Monster did an amazing job. I probably shouldn't undersell that either. He ended up standing his ground in a couple of these team fights. Him and Divine Llama setting up some good kills. I really did enjoy this game, though. Mr. Jeans, big fan here. But Ricky, why don't you tell the people what we got lined up next?
We got another series for Infamous. It's going to be them versus Hikori. We're going to go to a short break, potentially a little bit longer since it is a back-to-back series for Infamous. But we're going to be back with our third of 4 series here today. So stay tuned. We'll see you after the break.